Well, greetings. It's time once again for the Handheld Hack. The Handheld Hack, of course, is the blog and netcast that is designed to help you get in touch with your handheld devices. I have a good number of handheld devices, not the least of which, of course, is my phone. I love my new phone. It is the Optimus G Pro phone from LG. It's, as you can see by the size there, and you can tell by my hand generally the size of it, it is a phablet. Phablet, which is the new designation for phones that are so large that they're practically tablets. And I like that. I personally think it's a really cool thing to have a nice big screen, where I can see it. So anyway, we've got a lot of neat things to talk about here on the Handheld Hack, and I have a demo of something that I want to show you as well later in the netcast. We are proud members of the Tech Podcast Network, techpodcast.com. If it's tech, it's right here on the Handheld Hack. And I tell you what, you can go to our website, handheldhack.com, as it says there on the screen, and get more information about everything that we talk about with handheld devices. All right, Google QuickOffice is now free. Google, of course, has long had QuickOffice. As a matter of fact, I have it installed here on my phone. It's really neat because it'll open Word documents and Excel spreadsheets and things of that nature. But Google has decided to release it for free, and they're giving away 10 gig on Google Drive when you get the Google QuickOffice for free. Pretty good deal. Anyway, this is a little old news as I record this. I don't do the netcast as regularly as I probably should, and so there's a little bit of time between these announcements. I put this in the blog on September the 19th. As I record this, it's October the 31st, so it is a little bit old news. But if you haven't heard about that, you need to take advantage of the fact that QuickOffice is now free from Google, so you can check that out. Also, we want to talk about a pen that converts handwriting to computer text. Now, this is actually pretty cool. This particular pen is one that I have a photo of it here on the blog with some other handheld devices, but the pen itself is actually a handheld. And when you write with it, just regular writing, it will basically pick up the text that you're writing, store it as text, and then you can import it into your word processor or whatever. Pretty slick idea. Now, I don't do as much writing by hand as I used to. Used to do it all the time. And I really never took typing. Literally, when I was in high school, this was a long time ago, obviously. It's back in the early 70s. And so back then, I was like, what am I ever going to use typing for? I'm not going to be a secretary. Little did I know that I'd be typing on a computer all day long. So anyway, but even though I haven't officially had typing, I've learned to hunt and peck at a very high rate of speed. So I kind of taught myself, if you will, how to type. Now, I don't do it the official way, but I get it done. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I don't write longhand as much as I used to, and now I type most of the time. But I'm telling you, you can do a handwritten note and then later have it show up in a LibreOffice document or whatever word processor you happen to use. So it's pretty cool. It's called the Livescribe SmartPen. And you need to check that out. There's a link here in the blog that you can click on to see that and get a feel for it. It's pretty cool. So check that out. Now, let's look at a handheld device that's very unusual. It is a device that allows you to connect it to your smartphone, okay? And it's a little thing, connects in, and allows you to take whatever you're playing on your smartphone, whether that's your, your Amazon MP3 files that you have stored up in Amazon, or I like TuneIn Radio to listen to internet radio. Whatever you may have, instead of plugging in headphones, if you're in your car, you can plug in this little device that will broadcast, and you heard that right, broadcast over FM whatever you have running on your phone into your radio in your car. Pretty neat idea. So let's look at that right now. Okay, what we're going to look at here is a brand new handheld toy that I want to share with you. And it is an FM transmitter. I'm going to kind of turn it this way so we can at least read the package. But let's do an official unboxing, shall we? Okay, we'll go in. This is a plasticky box. It's actually made out of plastic itself, and it has a little. Let's see if I can get it here where I'm still on camera. I don't want to break anything, so I'm going to have to do this a little gently. There we go. It's got a little tray in here made out of cardboard, and as we pull this out, there, I think that'll be easier to see now that we got a little contrast against our background. So this is actually the device here. Okay, that is a Monoprice, that's the brand name, device. And Monoprice is taken to coming up with all kinds of little devices on their own. So I'm going to lay that aside for just a second and then look at the other piece that comes with this, and that is a plug-in, plugs into the device itself, and then this actually is, as you can tell, a car charger. So you can charge this in your car, which makes sense given that that's where it's really designed to be used, is in a car. Also, you'll notice on the back here is a plug-in for USB to charge things that require USB. So like your your cell phone charger that you would normally plug in your computer, you can plug in here and charge your cell phone through your car plug-in, which is kind of cool. That's a little neat extra that they provide there. So let's get back to the actual device. The device has here on the bottom a little thing that allows you to flip this up. There we go. Flip that up, which then allows you to plug it into your phone. You plug that into the top of your phone, or at least on my phone it would be the top, because that's where my earphone jack is. And it's just like a regular earphone jack. But the deal is that this device, I'll turn it on there so you can see it, and you notice I've got it set for 89.9. And so that is an FM station in my area that is not broadcasting any stations on. You know what I'm saying? In other words, there are no stations on that frequency. So it's a nice, quiet frequency. If you turn your radio to a channel in your area and all you hear is kind of a and that's it, that's a good channel to set this on. Now, if you want to set it to different channels, you just push the button here and you'll notice that the numbers will go up and down. Okay? So I'm going to take it back to 89.8. I'm sorry, 89.9. There we go. And that is, like I say, the one that's better for my area. Now, let's put it on the phone. Okay, we're back here. And I'm sorry for all the different shiny areas. But I'm going to go ahead and plug this into the top of my phone there. And then let's pick TuneIn Radio, which is one of the options I have. And then if you go to recent, you'll notice I have two stations that I listen to quite often. One is Word of Faith Radio standard feed, and the other is the Healing Station for Word of Faith Radio. So if I select that, it will load and begin to play. Well, it's playing now through the device, which is an FM transmitter. So if I now put this aside and get a regular radio, which I have here off camera, I'll go ahead and tune this in to the channel, you remember, that we set up. So there we go. So now my phone is transmitting on that frequency to the radio. And let me turn up, you'll notice I'll turn it up here from the phone, and that will turn up the volume there on the radio that's playing. Now, let me bring the radio around here. So you can see it's playing on 89.9. And I'll go ahead and turn that down. So basically, you know, I'm having to kind of multitask here, so I'm being a little disjointed while I'm talking. But the point of this is, I think you can see that my phone is playing the internet radio station Word of Faith Radio, and the device is transmitting it through the air without any wires to the radio. Now, if I were sitting in my car, then I could be listening to internet radio, TuneIn Radio, which is an app that you can get for your Android phone or your iPhone or whatever phone you have. TuneIn Radio has an app for it. And you can set up that app and you can listen to any internet radio station. And of course, hey, I highly recommend Word of Faith Radio and the Word of Faith Radio Healing Channel station. But you can go ahead and get any internet radio, broadcast it through your little device here to your car radio, and then that car radio can pick up this transmission. Now, the first thing is, it's FM. The quality of the transmission is actually quite extraordinary. It's really good, and it actually transmits for a good ways. It will broadcast in a vicinity of about 10 feet, 10 to 20 feet. 20 is a little outside its range. It starts to crackle and break up. But in that 10-foot range, that is way big enough for a car, even if you have a van. And most of the time, you're going to have this up front with you, probably in the passenger seat. And of course, for safety's sake, I encourage you, be sure to set this all up before you start driving, okay? Don't try to do this while you're driving, but go ahead and set it all up and get it playing. You can set it there in your driver's seat, and it will play perfectly well for your car. So the advantage to this, of course, is fairly obvious. I can listen to internet radio in my car through a regular car radio. I don't have to have a special radio that has a cable that allows me to plug my iPhone or iPad or cell phone like this in. You know, this is an Android-based phone. I don't have to have any special cables, anything. This device plugs into the phone or to the other device and then transmits it to the car radio. And then if you have, of course, most cars have a cigarette lighter type plug-in for power. Certainly don't encourage it for cigarette usage, but if you want to use it for powering the device, then you've got plenty of cable here that allows you to plug it into your car, plug it into the device itself, and then you are able to charge it, power it up, listen to it, and you don't have to. Once it's charged, it actually retains its charge very well. Once it's charged, it will continue to work like this for a good long time. Then you can unhook it, lay the phone aside, and then you'll notice there's no switches or buttons on it. It will automatically turn itself off after a few minutes of not being connected. And you just fold this in to place, and you can slip it in your pocket. Very, very nice. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Dr. Bill, what about this device as opposed to other devices? Well, I've looked at a lot of internet radio transmitter, FM transmitter type devices, and I've bought several of them, okay? And you can find them anywhere on Amazon from anywhere from $1.89, which, by the way, I bought that one, and it was a piece of junk. Trust me, it was not worth the $1.89, okay? And I've seen them go all the way up to as much as $100. But this Monoprice device is only $14.95, $14.95, and it is extremely high quality. Now, my observation is that most everything that Monoprice sells, which, by the way, I'll put that up on the screen there, monoprice.com, most everything they sell that I have tried has been extremely high quality. Now, I don't have any connection to Monoprice. I don't get anything out of that endorsement. I've just found them to be really, really good. So this little device from monoprice.com, FM transmitter, it's brand new, just out, and it's $14.95, and I tell you, I can highly recommend this device, particularly if you want to listen to internet radio off your phone to the device and to the car radio. It's definitely the way to go. All right, I hope you enjoyed that little demo of the Monoprice FM transmitter for your smartphone or other handheld device, iPhone, iPad, whatever you've got, tablet. It will transmit whatever you're playing into your car radio, and no wires. Nothing up my sleeve, no wires. So you don't have to worry about getting tangled up in a bunch of cables and so forth in your car. So pretty neat stuff. Well, that's it for this particular excursion into handheld devices. Join us next time. Remember, until then, you're only as good as your last hack.